Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Studio Tonight. So tonight I found this, what I think is a pretty interesting painting. It's a nice alleyway somewhere. It's got some nice gray colors. It's got some nice stonework. I love this lantern at the top, all framed. Well, maybe not so much on this side, but with some nice foliage on here. I thought I'd give this a try in a quick, loose style. Let's see how that goes. I've done a pre-drawing of it. You can see it here, very loose, very quick. No details to this at all. I've got my Holbein paints. Here's my color chart. I'm going to set that up in the top so you'll be able to hear what color. I'll be able to read what color I'm using. And I'm going to get started here. I'm going to try to mix up a nice warm gray color. Let's see, opposite on the color wheel, blue and orange. Vermilion here is pretty orangey. I'm going to use that. Let's see if we can't get some kind of a nice, cool gray. It's a little purplish, but I like it. I'm going to go with this. I'm going to put my color on like this. I know it's going to dry a little bit darker when I get down to the bottom. I know it's going to dry a little bit lighter when I'm done, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Oh, we're moving quickly already. Let's see, what am I going to do here? Really light, some blue up here. I can't tell what this is in the picture. There doesn't seem to be any color up here, but I'm going to put in some nice light blue. This happens to be, what is this, cerulean blue. There we go. And let's see, a bit more of my gray color here. And I want to put some nice light color. Let's see what we can do right in here. There's a nice warm spot in this painting, right in there, maybe a little bit down there. We'll just bring that down into more of this gray. I'm going to change the blue color just a little bit on this so we can see that it's a little bit further back. I hope that you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. And let's see, I'm going to make this a bit purpler, if that's a word. I hope you can see me mixing over here on the side. I'm trying to get everything on the screen all at once. A bit purpler on my stairs here. And this side over here is back to this original gray color we had. I'm going to mix a little bit of this lightness into it. Warm that up just a little bit. That's going to be behind, oh, I like that. That's going to be behind all this vegetation. So I'm not too concerned. What I do want to do, I just touched them with a little bit of colors. I want to leave my stairs. I've got some stairs right there, this little set of stairs. I want to leave those white. And I think that's what I'm going to do on my first layer. I'm going to let this dry for just a second. It's going to be really light, and then we're going to come back. We're going to put in some more details and move on from there. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. I've dried this off, and I am liking the way this looks. What we need to do, though, is go in and put in just enough details that make this look like what we want it to look like. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to look up here, and I'm going to make my gray color here again. Maybe mix it a little differently. I'm going to come in and put in the underside of this column, this arch, I guess you could say, something like that. And I'm probably going to do the same thing with this one. I'm not trying to be super exact about this. There it is, comes down there. There's a tree, some kind of foliage anyway, in the way of that one. Gonna let it come down here. We can see just a bit of the front of this all the way down like that. I've got one back here, way back in the back. I'm gonna lighten that up. My color, I'm gonna put this in way back here. See, the color's not nearly as intense back there in the back, but you can just make it out. Let's see what else we can do. I've got some steps here that I'd like to put a little bit of color on. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 steps there. I need to leave just a bit of color in between those steps so you can see the risers that are there. And for that matter, if we look at the picture, I've got some steps right down here in the front. I've kind of drawn in. Let's see if I can. There's one. There's the other one. I'm just going to keep mixing some colors here. I've started with a little Prussian blue. Gone with a little bit of, what is that? Oh, I moved my card. That's black. A little bit of black color I don't use all that often. But it's going to make a nice grayish color. And I've got a doorway here. While I'm thinking about what to do with these other things, got a doorway here I can put in. I put this purple in so it wouldn't be quite so cold. There we go. That's a nice doorway. I think we're going to end up coming back to that. Going to add a little bit red to this. This is a rose madder. It's a little bit dark for me. It's a little bit blue, I should say, for me. Got a window here that I might as well go ahead and put in also. There we go. Let's see, what else can we do? Well, we've got a flower pot right back here. And it's pretty, well, if I could point to it off camera, I guess I can bring it and point to it on camera. There it is. It's pretty light, but it's got a little bit of color to it. It's similar to those stairs. Let's do that like that. And I'm going to get, this is a number 2 round. I'm going to get some black here, and I'm going to mix it with, oh, this is the purple and blue color that I had before, and I'm going to draw in. I'm going to start to draw in my lantern that I like so much up here at the top. And again, I'm trying to do this in a very loose style. I don't want to spend too much time on any one item, but I want to get them all in there. Let's see. Now that I've got my planter in there, I'm going to put in a few greens. I hope I can get this green enough. We'll find out when I start to put it in there. Oh, that's plenty green, I think. There we go. And I've got if I look down in the corner, I've got just a bit of a planter here too. It's kind of a terracotta thing. I'm just going to put a stripe of terracotta there. Like I said, I'm trying to do it fast, quick, loose style. Stretch myself a little bit. I don't want to paint real tight. I want to be able to take this out on the street. This is a good practice for this. I'm going to be able to take this out on the street and catch a scene in a very short amount of time, and so this is going to be good practice for doing that. Let's see, I've got there's a little bit more red in that. I'm looking at this plant here, and yes, once again, I go to paint something and I have to stop talking. I can't paint and talk at the same time. All right, I'm going to move back up here. On all my colors, I'm kind of mixing through in the bottom here until I get to one I kind of want. I want to a really light gray. I think that's going to be great. What I want to do is separate that arch from the background. It doesn't need to be super vivid because it's not in in the picture. It's not. It's just enough you can barely make it out. And we're going to go over top of that with some of this foliage anyways. But I want to get something there for it. And I'm just going to continue to mix up here. I'm looking down at this next one, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It seems to be a bit warmer than the one up on top. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I'm going to do it and go with it and pull that down just a little bit. And while I'm at it, I'm going to put a little bit more on this side, this wall. It's got that nice warm color underneath it. I put color at the top, and I'm pulling it all the way down. I'm not actually adding any more color, just water. What I don't want is to have a big blob down here at the bottom. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do now is, oh, let's see. I've got another one way back here. I'm going to make that a little bit colder. See if I can do this. Another arch way back here. There we go, and I hope you can see when I did this, and when I put in my ochre up here, it really lightened up that top part. Really is a lot of interest. Really draws your eyes right up here to this lantern now. Okay, I'm going to let this dry a little bit. What I'm going to do is mix up, oh, what is this? This is permanent green number 2. That's a pretty bright green. Let me see if I can dull that down a little bit. That's pretty good. That's about where I want it. And I'm going to start adding some leaves onto our plant over here. Maybe that's a little too much. Can always adjust this as we go. And yes, in my world, this tree, this plant on this side is a bit larger than what is in our original drawing. And for me, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. I want something on this side to really anchor this painting. And I think this tree is going to do a good job. I'm just going to drop in. I don't know what these red spots would be. Some kind of flower that grows on this, but it's going to give it a little bit of interest. At least I hope it is. And it's going to take up a little bit of time while I'm waiting for everything to dry on this side. And while I'm waiting for that, I need to come back into my lamp here with just a bit of color, not too much. I think this is a little bit of black and a little bit of, what am I using here? Burnt umber. So it's a bit of a warm color. Because I need to paint the underside of my lamp. On the inside. The underside of the inside, if that makes any kind of sense at all. I hope it does. There we go. And you know what I didn't paint when I did this the first time? Haha. Where it comes off the wall. Just a quick. There we go. So just like that. And I think if I do just a bit here, it'll make it look, it'll give it a bit more dimension. There we go. Oh, that's looking a lot better. Okay, what else do we have to do here? So we've got a few lines on our stones here. I'm just going to mix up. I'm just going to keep mixing. I'm just continually adding a little bit of color, a little bit of blue, a little bit of red, a little bit of, well, ochre or sienna in here. And I know that we've got some stones in here, I'm going to just put in a couple of lines here and there. You know what? I've got a plant that grows back here now too. Let me put this one in, a little bit greener. There we go. This is going to run a little bit because I was waiting for this to dry a little bit, and that's going to be fine. We'll come back and totally change that. There we go. This is maybe a vine that grows up a little bit. Right there. Good, good, good. While I'm waiting, I'm going to get a little bit smaller brush. This is a size, oh, this is a size 0. And I'm just going to draw in these wires that are up here. I have them done in pencil, but you can do them in watercolor. That'd be better, I think. Let's see, we got to get some power down to our lamp somehow. This goes over there, and I actually think it goes across the alleyway. There we go. I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to also do another outline on this window. Just going to reframe it a little bit. There we go. Keeping it loose, trying to keep it loose. Go back into my green. Now the green here, now I'm going to come back and I'm going to paint the green on the right hand side here. Up at the top it's much lighter. Up here where it gets some sunshine, it is much lighter than the green that runs down here. And we're going to hope to represent that. We could even use a little bit of yellow here if we wanted to. What is this? Permanent lemon yellow. Let that run out. And I'm just dabbing it really. We're going to come back and put in some shadow on that in just a little bit. I think you can see the whole thing starting to come together. Right now, let's see. And it's getting darker as we come down to the bottom down here. Still got some branches that come out in front of that door even. There we go, pretty dark down here. And now I think I can come up to the top and just drop in some low lights here and there. Will probably go a long way with this painting. Maybe a bit of red in here in a few places. Wouldn't hurt. Not too many. I don't want to get carried away and get too many in there. But a few, I think, here and there wouldn't really hurt. There we go, right on down. That grows right up against the wall. You can just see it growing over. What else do we need to do? Anything? What have we missed? I want to come back in and do one other thing. I want to finish up with a little gray here. It looks to me as though I don't have quite enough definition on this wall. I want the corner of this. I'm just going to do it right around the corner of that column. There you go. You can see how it goes underneath there and just around with just a little bit more definition. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, I think I got a little carried away up here at the top. I'm going to add a little bit of water. Get rid of some of this color. I think it's going to be fine end. Let's see what we can do. I'm fiddling, and I shouldn't do it. I know I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't fiddle. It's not going to help me out. It's not going to help the painting out. I don't know if I can stop myself. I like to fiddle with things a little bit. I'm going to call that, I'm not going to call that good. I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to, way back here, I've got a little bit of color that has run together in here. I'm going to separate that just ever so slightly. I'm going to try anyways. I want that wall, I want the separation between the background and that wall to be bigger. So I'm going to drop in a little bit of blue and just pull it out that little bit. Oh, I actually think that makes quite a bit of difference. I like it. I'm going to stop there before I fiddle too much with it. There's my representation of our alleyway picture, or the alleyway picture that I found. I had a great time painting this. I hope you enjoyed painting it with me. Stop back again in the studio sometime. Thanks for stopping by this time. We'll see you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.